At least sex robots in this world are actually robots that have sex. There are sex robots now, and they're just like porn spam accounts on Tumblr and Twitter and shit. Which is really a shame, because if I went to like 5-year-old, well, 5's a bit much. If I went to like 13 or 14-year-old me and said, yo, Adam, first of all, stop it. Secondly, in the future, you're going to be followed by sex robots. 14-year-old me would be psyched as shit, alright? He would be all over that. And turns out, on Tumblr and Twitter, I have sex robots following me. It is significantly less interesting than it should be. That just bums me out. Anyways, maybe I need to exaggerate some attributes. What, longer hair? Bigger shoulder? What are you getting at? What's the problem with your guardian, then? If you do that on a daily basis, why worry about it? Because I don't want to make her sad. Every time I visit, I fear she might look at me and see her daughter, and that seeing me makes her sad. At this point, I don't even care if she's projecting her daughter onto me. I just don't want to make her feel sad. Did you try talking with her? How so? Telling her just what you said to me. Clear up those fears. I mean, unless she's not the kind to want anyone opening up to her, that is. Never really thought about talking to her about that. Doesn't sound like something you just bring up, though. Keep it in mind, at least. Maybe she'll appreciate the gesture. I wouldn't know, though. I haven't met her. She's a really nice woman. The problem is mostly with me, I think. Bring her to a bar. You seem to be comfortable here. Well, then, I'm taking my break. Oh, I'll be leaving, then. No, I was trying to say is that I'm taking my break. You want to come? Really? Yeah, if you don't mind talking on a chilly night in an alley behind a bar, that is. I've done worse in alleys. Let's go. Boss, I'm taking my break. Alright. I like this game a lot. This is a very good game. Gameplay-wise, I like Red Strings Club better. Character and narrative-wise, I think this is much better. Not to say Red Strings isn't a great game. That's also a very good game. I highly recommend people play that. It's very thought-provoking. This one, however, I just like the characters more. There's also significantly more characters, to be fair. Like, there was Donovan and, like, I don't know, 5 other characters. Don't call me Becky! How did I get that achievement? I'm curious. Chat with Becky behind the bar. Apparently her name is Becky. Ah! Okay. See, I saw these achievements and I figured there is a achievement for, like, give a certain drink to a certain somebody. Maybe, I don't know, that might still be a thing. Maybe she's only doing this because I gave her Piano Woman? I don't know, you know. Want one? Are you really offering a little girl a cigarette? Now you're a little girl? I always am. Innocence, however, is another matter entirely. But anyways, no. Thanks, no. Smoking seriously messes with the air filters and they're a hassle to replace. Don't mind me, though. Smoke to your heart's content. Thanks. I've smoked a few. Not my thing. A lot of people give smokers shit. It's your thing. Doesn't bother me terribly much. Don't get me wrong, I don't like inhaling the smoke, personally, but, you know, if you want to smoke and we're outside, I don't fucking care. I worked in a bar, why would I care? I will say, I think it's important to try, you know, it's like, before I judge it, I gave it a shot. It just didn't stick with me. I don't have an addictive personality. I occasionally, it's like I had a pack and it's like I smoked it because I had nothing better to do and I felt like, well, I really should use these. Didn't end up using, I don't even think I used a quarter of the damn things. So why don't you tell me about this guardian of yours? I want to know what kind of woman she is. Sure. Oh, her name is Sophia Graham. Graham? She's a retired PE teacher nowadays, working at a gym during the morning shift. She's pretty fit, if I do say so myself. She had a daughter. Apparently she suffered from nanomachine rejection all her life. And when she finally healed, she was hit by a truck. Ugh. What was her daughter's name? I don't know, I never really asked. Are you okay? I'm reading Fear. Is that surprise? It's hard to tell. I'm fine. Wait, read? Well, I don't see emotions like you do. I have to make do with a combination of body heat readings, face recognitions, and context. I'm still a bit confused about some, but I've gotten better with time, like me with colors. Anyways, you sure you're fine? Yeah. Scared or surprised? She's not wrong, though. Wait, does that mean your last name isn't really Hayes? Hayes is just an artistic name. Dorothy Hayes. Sounds more exotic, and that's what people usually look for in this business. Fair enough. I've tried other names, though. Dolores Hayes, Genesis Graham. Genesis Graham sounds like a terrible bad guy in a dumb JRPG. I tried Dorothy Warrior once, but a legal team came out of nowhere and stopped me cold. Yeah, those legal teams, let me tell you. They just wait around corners. What's your legal name, then? Rebecca Dorothy Willow Graham. A bit of a mouthful, if you ask me. Okay. So Dorothy's actually your second name. Should I call you something like Becky, then? People have always called me Dorothy rather than Rebecca for some reason. That's why I chose it. It's useful, too. People have tried to falsify stuff using my name, and they always get caught. Because they use Dorothy Hayes as their name? Yep. Only my mom, or guardian, calls me Rebecca, so it's weird to hear it from others. What about Willow? Willow was my first surname, actually. When I got registered, my guardian was married to a guy who had Willow as a last name. Shortly after I joined their household, they separated, and I was left with his family's name first. Hold on, so your real name, in short, would be Rebecca Willow. Don't have the same pizzazz. Doesn't have the same pizzazz, if you ask me. Whatever you say, Becky. Stop it. It'd be like if I suddenly called you Julianne all of a sudden. Ugh. Ahem. It's a lot of anger I just read. Lots of anger. I think it's weird enough already if you just call me Jill instead of Honey. Weird, huh? How you can end up with feelings associated with a name that's not yours. Yeah, honestly, it's weird. All of my... I'd say 99% of my friends are online. They refer to me as Token. If one of them called me Adam, it would be weird. Alright? Like, if Noki or Nathan or Fowl just one day said, "Hey Adam, wanna play a game?" I'd be like, "No, leave me alone. What the hell's wrong with you?" Kaida gets away with it because I know Kaida personally, and she knew me as Adam and I knew her as Sam, before she knew me as Token and I knew her as Kaida, or Pyra. Varies with her. I don't know why I constantly refer to her as Kaida. Obviously, I would call her Sam in real life, but it seems like online it's appropriate to refer to her as Kaida. I don't know why. I have an uncle that always called me Tina. He just kept calling me Cousin Tina Jill for some... He kept calling my cousin Tina Jill for some reason. Neither of us mind, though, because he's calling us what he thinks we're called instead of mixing us up. That, and it's completely useless to try and correct him. But, you know, maybe that effect is true for your clients, too. How so? Well, you're worried about your clients not hiring you because you're you, right? But think about what happens when it's announced that a character will be played by a different actor. Sure, it's a character, but people are also going for the actor playing the character. That's the whole Roderick thing, isn't it? Which I didn't give a rat's ass about because I never saw any of those films. So you're saying they go for my roleplay instead of just mere roleplay. Sounds too far-fetched? Sounds plausible, actually. Okay, honey, I'll take my leave now. Why don't you don't want to take up all your break. Thanks for the chat. See you at the party tomorrow. Bye. I need to remember to buy more cigars. If you say so. Alright, Synthestitch. All systems go. March of the White Knight. The rest can all stay. I'll get Welcome to Valhalla, a Neon Glow Lights, and Tents. Back! Did I miss something? Unless you count the worst PPV main event. I don't know what that means. Pay-per-view. Ah, got it. I've seen all year? Not really, no. Alright. Going out? I have a word with Gogo outside. He was so hyped for that match, he must be devastated. Alright. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hey, Sai. Still with the bandages? It's been like 3 days, hon. I'd figure your arm would at least be healed. Then again, I'm a fast healer. How you doing? Nightmares have stopped, so I'm sleeping better. Oh, good. So, how about your injuries? My bones are healing nicely, and my wounds finally closed. The scars itch a bit, though. That's good to hear. Are you by yourself today? Yeah, I'm running a couple of errands by myself, but I wanted to come here for a while. I also noticed the big guy from last time is outside. Buster? Stella, that's her name. Doesn't want me being alone while I'm still healing, so she suggested taking him with me. Ah, I see. What can I get you? Something cold. Sure. Ice. I wonder what her favorite drink is. Probably doesn't matter. Bad touch. On the rocks. Well, sure, you're getting a bad touch, hon. Bad touch. Here. Yep, this is the one. Why drink something cold when the weather outside is so cold, too? It's not that cold, actually. I like the cold weather. But I've always had decent tolerance for the cold, so I'm not a good reference. I blame the massive amounts of body hair I have all over me. It is not funny, alright? I've recently gotten a tool that lets me, like, laser blast my skin so that hair doesn't grow there. God, it's a miracle. But, like, my chest hair crawled up to my neck. Like, my beard connected to my chest hair. And my eyebrows connected to the rest of my body. I had hair growing on my temples. I don't anymore because I blasted that shit. But, hair growing on my temples, connecting my eyebrows to my actual head of hair. It's madness. I have semi-hairy... I might have plucked those hairs, I can't remember. I used to have hairy knuckles. Not so much anymore. I have hairy fingers and hairy toes. It's like the only hair that is connected to the rest of my body in some way. It's hot and it's uncomfortable as shit. I hate it. I'm constantly applying Nair to my body. It is a struggle. So Stella isn't with you today. She's throwing Mega Christmas party tomorrow and is having a meeting today. I'm just helping her by checking on some of the things she ordered. And here I was all ready to invite you to a party we're throwing tomorrow. Throwing a party tomorrow? Sorry about that. Can't really say no to Stella. Well, quite. Maybe next time. If there's a next time at all. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. I want you to know that I want you to have a good time. It's an odd statement. It's so odd I'm going to polish off this beer. Well, that's it for the beer. Fucking real life, man. Have fun, drink a couple of beers in our honor. Way ahead of you, Sai. I will then. What are Stella's Christmas parties like? Really big, lots of food, drinks, and music. Ugh, sounds awful. Just the big part. I like smaller, quieter events. Shocker, I know. Sometimes there's too much food, though. No such thing. So at the end of the party, she lets the staff take home whatever's left. That's nice. She also buys toys for all the children of her staff members. That's very nice. She says something about taxes or whatever, but during the whole thing, she just shines. Carries a beaming smile that I just don't see any other day of the year. I like Christmas. Kaida does not. I don't know why she doesn't, but she doesn't. I don't pry into it too terribly much, as it doesn't seem like it's worth prying into. I get happy around Christmas. It also might have something to do with the fact my birthday is in December, but I'm just always happy in December. It's the one time a year I'm not completely outwardly miserable. I'm only just mildly outwardly miserable. Ahem. Many of the kids have even started calling her Auntie Ellie. Aww. I would act like I hate that, but be so into that. She always does her best to put a tough girl facade, but she's very much in touch with her inner child. Christmas, Easter, Halloween, name a party and she's most likely to celebrate it big. Christmas is pretty much it for me. I mean, Easter came and went with, like, no reaction from me. I'm not a religious person. Nor is my family. Got some chocolates pretty cheap. That was nice. Halloween's fun. Again, chocolate pretty cheap. Kaida's way into Halloween. Like, she's crazy into it. That's going to be fun, living with her during Halloween. That's also her birthday month, so that might have something to do with it. Interesting theory. I wonder how Noki feels about Friends Day, and I guess Groundhog Day is not a thing in Finland. And how Nathan feels about there's no holiday in July, as far as I know. No big one, anyways. 4th of July. Probably thinks it's a fine holiday. Whatever. Christmas, Easter, Halloween, name a party and she's most likely celebrate it big. Interesting. Do you like parties, Jill? I don't mind them. They're a good place to see people. I'm not one to actively look for parties to attend, though. I just don't mind going to them. Not my scene. I've tried a few in Radford, just not my thing. That's where I get hit on a lot. Which surprised, confused, and terrified me. I don't go to parties that Stella is attending, because otherwise I'd just stand there without saying anything. And that's... I'm not one to wear dresses, you know? You're not? I'm a tad too ripped. They don't look cute on me. I disagree. I think girls look good with a certain amount of muscle. Although, with all the healing I have to do, I won't be fit for a while. I'm too breezy, too. I feel like I'm wearing nothing. I don't wear dresses, I wouldn't know. I feel like they'd be comfy. But rarely will I find a dress or a skirt that could fit me, so... Pointless argument. That is a challenge for anyone who wants to send the guy 2 meters tall. My legs are really long, by the way. I'm long-legged, not torsoed. So, fuck, you want to send me a dress or a skirt? I'll fucking... As long as it fits, I'll wear it and fucking post it on YouTube. Why not? Be crazy. I'm drunk while saying this, keep in mind. Ahem. I bet you'd look good in a dress, Jill. It's been years since I last wore one. I wouldn't know. Last time I wore one, I remember worrying the arms were too thin or something like that. We all have a complex, huh? I mean, even Stella has her own. That's hard to imagine. Oh, but she does have one. She distresses a lot about her bust size. Really? She's not that small. I think I'm smaller than her, in fact. Actually, it's the opposite. The opposite kind of complex, I mean. She doesn't like her large chest? I know that's a thing, but... I mean... The only one I've talked about breasts with, other than my boss, which is just constant jokes, is, Alma. She's a bit self-conscious about having a big chest. Really? Again, I've seen bigger chests than hers, to be honest. Although I guess comparisons are useless here. They rarely help with complexes. Well, she does go the extra mile to hide it. In fact, I have no idea how she does it. Probably rapping. From what I understand, rapping is a pretty common thing for women that want to hide their large chests. I mean, I've seen her before and after she tucks them away, but I guess I never cared enough to ask about the specifics. That's also why when she goes out, she always styles her hair in those, drills, is the word you're looking for, yes. Yeah, they look a bit drilly, don't they? She styles her hair like that to help divert attention away from her chest. I'm more focused on the eye, to be perfectly honest. She seems affluent enough, why not go through reduction surgery? She just also kind of likes having the size. She takes her bust size after her mom. Miss Carmine is quite proud of her chest. Puffing out your chest is a sign of confidence, and a bigger chest means more confidence to show. She says something along those lines a lot. Estella has quite the admiration for her mom, so I guess breast reduction would feel like betraying her? Huh. I'm making it sound like she's hiding J-cups or something like that. I guess in a taller or thicker person, her size would be normal, but she's just a bit shorter and thinner than the norm. Do you get self-conscious about your bust size, Jill? Is this a conversation women have? I'm a guy. I don't talk about this. I've had people ask me how big my dick was, which was a weird conversation to have, because I didn't really know the guy that well, but, you know, we just had, class together. Admittedly, it was a gym class, but, I don't know if that made it weirder or better, to be perfectly honest. Not the point. Point is, do girls have conversations like this? Wouldn't know. Not a girl. I don't listen in on girls' conversations. I don't know if the writer of this game does either. I don't know if it's male or female, to be perfectly honest. I'd like to think it's a female. I think more females should get into making video games. They offer unique perspectives. And not ones that want to just make games starring female characters so that there's more of those on the market. That doesn't help anything. That's tokenism. The person who made this clearly had a story and characters they wanted to tell, and did a very good job of it, regardless of their gender. I don't care one way or another. I'm a little curious, but ultimately it's not going to affect my enjoyment of the story. Not really. I've been more self-conscious about my height. I'm not. I'm really tall. It's annoying in doorways and buses and shit. Although it usually comes up whenever not being average height hinders me somehow. What about you? Yes and no? It's not my bust size, but rather I look too manly sometimes. I think she looks cute. Maybe not without the bandages, but I can't help but wonder if bigger boobs would somehow help with that. You're fine, don't worry. Thank you. Can I get you anything else? Do you have something non-alcoholic? I do. Non-alcoholic. Easy enough. That should be a category for the record. Just looking for optional. There we go. Sparkle Star. It's like a sugar rust, but aged, I guess. There you go. Here. Thanks. Oh, you're not one to drink that much alcohol, are you? Makes me feel sleepier, at the very least makes my legs go numb. I ramble when I drink, and say things that I probably wouldn't normally. It's an annoying feeling, to be honest. I do get a little tired. Makes me wonder what's so good about getting drunk. Numbness. It's kind of fun. Particularly when I ramble into a microphone and say things I regret. That is something I quite like about having a small channel. Anyone who watches this, they're not going to care what I have to say. There's like a couple people that might be loyal enough to me to watch this and be like, interesting. And if they are that loyal to me and interested in watching this, they pretty much know what I'm about anyway, so they're not going to care about my rambling. Hell, some people find my rambling endearing. My Okage playthroughs get a lot of views because people like how rambly I am. They like the variant topics. In particular, alright, this is a weird comparison, and I know I'm making a weird comparison. I complained about the game Bully at one point in Okage. I'm aware Bully's a perfectly fine game, but my little brother had me play it for him, and as a result, that kind of ruined the experience for me. So even though Bully's a perfectly fine game, I'm never going to like it because it's always going to be marred by that experience. It's not fair to the game, but it's just who it is with me. And I thought people would give me shit about that. There are so many people like, oh, I totally get it. I have siblings I've played games for. There's games I would, etc., etc. So that was a pleasant surprise to me. Nobody's backed me up on Okami, that horrible game. And that's the thing. I hate Okami because in high school, whenever I tried to... Well, two reasons. One, I played the Wii version first, and that's an awful port. Never play that. The other one is whenever in high school I tried to bring up Okage, my favorite game, people thought I was talking about Okami, and I got so sick of that comment that it just sort of burned into my mind that I hate Okami. If I played Okami, I would probably be way into it. It seems like something that would be up my alley, provided it's not on the Wii. However, part of me doesn't want to, because that would mean I like Okami, and I've sort of sworn a blood oath against that game. Anyways, I'm not above it, it's just not exactly pleasing feeling. You feel like you're sleepy even when you're not. Your legs go numb, everything starts to sound funnier than it really is. What's so good about not being able to control yourself? Entertaining? That's a good question, actually. Usually people find like feeling numb because it helps numbness forget their problems. I'm just bored. If we don't talk about alcohol, there's a portion of people that can't afford food. Or who are suffering from some pain. Way to kill my buzz! It only alleviates when drunk or high. Doesn't sound really logical or on paper, but then again, humans are rarely, if ever, logical creatures. Despair and pain cloud your judgment and make you do stupid things sometimes. I think drinking alone is just kind of sad and pathetic. When I'm recording, I can kind of justify it because it seems like I'm talking to an audience, but yeah, I've seen that firsthand. The world has an ugly side nobody deserves to be a part of. Well, yeah. Makes us appreciate the brighter side more, though, when you come out of that ugly side. Ahem. There's also a matter of addiction. You start just liking the drink, but then you need more of it before you know you're hooked. I am decidedly not hooked on anything. Other than life, am I right? Yeah! Oh yeah, that too. But no, I don't have an addictive personality. The beer I just had, and the rum, I guess, before that. The last time I drank was for Red Strings Club, which I think was back in, like, February, so... And I might have gone home and had a drink in March, but still, there was a solid month or two there where I just didn't bother drinking. Because I didn't need it. It was just like, oh, why bother? Playing a game about drinking, yeah, sure, get involved with it. Oh yeah, that too. Ahem. Just tell me, what kind of party are you guys throwing? Nothing fancy. Just me, Boss, Gil, a couple of regulars. They'll bring food, we'll chat for a while, and that'll be it. Sounds good. At least better than the whole planning madness Stella is throwing right now. If you ever throw something like that again, let me know. Sure. Hey, Sai, yeah? What do you plan on doing now? I'm gonna go check on the last errand before going home. I mean, what do you plan on doing now with the White Knights disbanded and all? To be honest, I don't know. Yeah, I bet. Never prepared a plan B because I figured if you can go with a plan B, why not just make it your plan A? It's good to have a safety net, hun. I'm not the brightest person, so I never graduated from college or even high school. Oh, that makes it more difficult. I'd go for a position with the police, but it wouldn't be as thrilling. And I'm tired of being blatant corruption. Sick of it. But I'm alive. I learned something after all the hell in Apollo Trust. Life is not something you can just throw away easily. Clawing my way out of that place made me realize just how much I want to be alive. The body count left in the bank was ridiculous, but I'm still here. I don't know what I'll do, but I'm alive. I'll figure it out sooner or later. That's nice to know. I gotta go. Bye, Jill. Please come again. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hi, Mr. Detective. God damn it! I really hope that was the end of the game, because I need to pee so bad, and we're at the 20-minute mark. Fuck it. Hey there, girl. Fuck it, when we come back, I'll be here. I'll play forward and get to this part again. It won't be too terribly difficult. Talk to you later, Shooting O'Shea, or see you around Ass Clowns.